Hi guys, congratulations and thanks for playing in the Invitational this year. Canterbury member guest is a special tournament in the area there in Ohio, and it brings back great memories for me, obviously, of being there at Canterbury. I appreciate you honoring my win there in 1996, 15 years ago now. Basically it seems like yesterday. As you can well imagine, USGA trophies are very hard to come by. I had a very close call in 1978 at Cherry Hills in Denver when Andy North beat me by a shot. But other than that, we won't discuss my Open record because even though I'm a two-time PGA champion, the US Open didn't fit my style of play, I guess. I never really came close. But to come to Canterbury that week and play exceptionally well, I love the golf course. A lot of different directions you had to hit the ball, a lot of dog legs. I made a lot of birdies. And put the pressure on the other players from the get-go, even going into the last round, and knowing that I had a good lead, although with Hale lurking behind me, actually playing right in front of me, didn't have a whole lot of room for errors. I don't remember specifically a lot of the holes the last day. I do know that I parred the first 17 holes and was really frustrated on 15 for starters when I knocked it in about 4.5, 5 feet after not making a putt basically all day, and thinking I was going to make it and missed it, and made a good up and down at 16 to preserve a small lead with Irwin charging, and then kind of enjoyed him having a little trouble on 17, which I'm sure none of you are going to have any trouble playing that hole this tournament, but it's a heck of a hard par 3, and when he made bogey, I knew I just had to, you know, hang in there, and I hit the green but on the wrong side of the ridge, and had about I'm going to say a 8 or 9 footer for par, which I made, and I made the walk up 18, which I actually went over to my wife Kathy and grabbed her hand, and we walked up there because I knew I was going to win. Put it in the bunker in front of the green and blasted it up and had a 2 or 3 footer, and that was the only bogey I made when I missed it, but it was really meaningless at that point. But a little background on why it was so special to me. I mean, yes, it's important to win a USGA event, and yes, it's important to go on with Hagen and some of the other great players that have won there at Canterbury, but I in that area of Ohio was very special to me. When Kathy and I went out on tour in 1965, we left home in February and never came back till October because we couldn't afford to fly. We met a gentleman by the name of John Plum, who was a Spalding rep, and I played Spalding in those days. He lived at Lake Lucerne, and the membership at Chagrin Valley took me under their wing, and I was able to play there, and it became our eastern home. So we would come in and I would play Canterbury, or I'd play Kirkland, or I'd play out at Chagrin, and it was a very special spot for me, and it has been in my career. I won the Cleveland Open on the west side at Lakewood in '68, and Geiberger and I won 2 of the CBS Golf Classics in the early '70s. So for me, when I came back to Canterbury, I felt like I was coming home. Pretty interesting for a guy from California. And basically, to go out there and play as good and as solid as I did was very, very special. I have to tell you that I was pretending it wasn't the Open, kind of like I did in the only other one that I played well in at Cherry Hills. When I was so frustrated by my lack of success, I pretended it was the Colorado Open. And I never got there and hit more than 15 balls in the range. I never got to the golf course before 45 minutes before my tee time. And I darn near pulled it off. And so at Canterbury, what was I thinking? I figured I was at home. I was enjoying it. I loved the people. I had a lot of friends out following me there. And to be able to add a US Open on my resume was a fitting end to my career. In fact, it was the last tournament that I won on the Champions Tour. Maybe I was satisfied, I'm not quite sure, but I was very, very proud. Number one of the tournament I won, but even more so proud of the area of the country that I won it in. And I can't tell you how good a feeling I had. And for you to play Canterbury, the history seeps out to you. You get the feeling of the greats that have been there. And to have my name added to that list is just a very special thing. Bob Charles, who I played every single round with that year, commented afterwards, what a wonderful and fitting place to win a USGA event. So congratulations to Canterbury, all the membership. I know the member guest has got to be a successful event for you. Maybe as I get a little bit older, maybe sometime I could attend. It would be fun to get back there And again, it's home to me, my Eastern home. Hope you've had a great weekend, and thank you for letting me play a small part of it.